Hi everyone, so in last week's video I shared with you how you can better identify your why in life, and I ran through an activity with you that I did when I had no clue about what I wanted to do with my life. I get this question all the time, right? James, what happens if I don't know what I like to do? What happens if I have no passions? Right? I don't want to jump into a job that I hate and I dislike, right? What if I don't have anything that I really like? What happens then? So in today's video I'm going to share with you the 3 tips on what you can do and what things that you can really get started on when you have no clue about what you like doing, or if you have no clue about what your passions are. So the first tip is actually a tip that I got from a good friend of mine. His name is John, and he mentioned that if you're currently doing a job that you dislike, he mentioned that you should keep doing that job that you don't like doing. Right? For example, if you're at a 9 to 5 right now that you really don't like, but then you don't really have plan B, you don't really know what your passions are, you don't really know what you actually like doing. He mentioned that you should keep doing it, keep doing that one thing that you don't like until to a point where you start hating that thing, right? And when you dislike something enough, or when you hate doing something enough, it's gonna push you somewhere else. And if you hop on something else, and if you start to not like it again, keep doing it. Do it until you hate it, and you're gonna move you closer and closer towards what you actually like doing. And I found this super interesting, right? We always talk about, try to avoid things that you don't like. Only do things that you're really passionate about. Do things that you really like. So I really agree with his point. If you are in a job right now, if you're doing something that you kind of dislike, something that you're like, I might not want to do this for the rest of my life, keep doing it. Right? Do it until you hate it. And when you hate it enough, it's gonna propel you towards something else, and eventually you're gonna figure it out. Now the second point is something that I learned from a podcast, and it talks about when you don't know what you want to do in your life, and when you don't have something that you're particularly passionate about, something that you particularly like a lot, take a moment and write down the things that you're remotely interested in, and just dive deep into one of it, right? For example, if you're remotely interested in e-commerce, right? You're not sure if it's something that you really want to do for the rest of your life or not, just go into it. Just dive deep into it, give it some time, and figure it out from there. And one thing that this podcast mentioned is that when you don't have a passion, try to master something, right? Find something that you're remotely interested in, dive deep into it, and once you find mastery, he mentioned that mastery equals passion, and passion equals mastery. So if you're just fresh out of graduation, if you're trying to switch careers, think about something that you're remotely interested in and really dive deep into it, right? Give yourself some time to really go into it and try to master it. And who knows, if you're someone who has no passions, if you're someone who don't really know what you really like doing, maybe when you master a skill or master a space or an industry, you're gonna figure out that that's your passion. You're gonna figure out that that is what you want to do for the rest of your life. Now the third thing is to try a bunch of things. Now don't get me wrong, right? I know we all know what the shiny object syndrome is when you every new thing, every shiny object that comes up, you're gonna jump on it, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you're in a point of your life where you don't really know what you like, where you don't really know where you're going or what you want to do in your life, try a bunch of different things and give yourself enough time to immerse yourself in that space. How the shiny object syndrome works is you see something new, you see something shiny and exciting, you jump into it, and once you get bored, you're out. Alright, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying write down maybe like 5 to 10 things that you're remotely interested in and dive deep into every single one of them. Just try it, right? Give yourself some time, maybe half a year, try it. And then you're gonna figure out in that 6 months or in that year whether you dislike it or you really hate it, right? Building off our first point, right, is to keep doing it. Give yourself enough time to either master that one thing and for it to turn into your passion and something you actually like doing, or give yourself enough time for you to actually go from disliking doing that thing to hating doing that thing, right? And then that will help you figure things out. So again, just to wrap up, the 3 things that you should do when you have no clue about what your passions are and you have no clue about what you really like doing. First thing is to keep doing what you dislike. Do it to a point where you hate it, and it will propel you towards something that you like a bit better. Second thing is to know that passion is mastery and mastery is passion. Give yourself some time and really immerse yourself in a space that you're remotely interested in and try to master it. And who knows, maybe after mastering that one thing, you're gonna figure out that that is your passion and that is something you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life. The last thing is to not have shiny object syndrome, but to give yourself enough time to be immersed in a bunch of different things and to try a bunch of different things to figure out what you're meant to do. Now again, Apologue's vision is to help people around the world to better identify their purpose so that they can accelerate their growth and live a more fulfilling life. Again, if you haven't yet, give us a like, make sure you subscribe to this video, to our channel. If you are interested in content like this, I post videos every single week covering personal development, self-help, entrepreneurship, and things like that. Again, if you find value in this video, make sure you share it with a friend. My name is James Lau, and I'll see you in the next one.